how do you overcome imposter syndrome? How do you become the best version of yourself?
Hey, mine goes way back. I don't know if this qualifies to be an imposter syndrome. My dad is a legend. Maybe one day you'll get to meet him.
He's coming, by the way, Dad, you're coming on set. Jeanette.
So he always has off ideas. He goes off the grid. Wase wakienda hivi yeye anaenda this side. So him is like private schools wana mtu form 4 leave ndio anapoa kazi. But za serikali mwalimu ako trained. Sasa hiyo yote si shida. Imposter syndrome inaingilia hapa. I'm okay, naenda shule. But now there is this family friend of ours who alikuwa anapikiwa along the way na walk.
Hey.
Na basi ya shule, school bus. So mimi niko na kabag kangu morning, then the bus inapita, then our eyes clock shows a girl. I won't mention the name. Tuna clock hivi macho and we are family friends. Where? So I'm like,
I'm a leader in church and I lead women, and I'm sure you maybe I think you'll relate to this one. So every time I'm leading people who are older than me, like ladies in their 50s, 60s, I'm always feeling like in my head, I'm always feeling like they're looking at me and thinking, sasa kaka najua nini? You know, like what is this person telling us? Do you trust older doctors or younger ones?
Me, I'd even, but both.
I feel like younger ones consult ChatGPT.
Kuna venye wako dhara vizuri. You're like a 21-year-old, ndio nataka kuku advise about finances. Put your money here and here. You're like, do you know ile mwaka nilianza saving kwa sako? So I think ati my son is older than you. Okay.
Welcome back to the Thriving Millennials podcast, where we give you therapy
you never thought you needed.
First of all, guys, we would really want to appreciate you. Guys, mumetupiga support.
Thank you.
Hey. We highly appreciate. Thanks for watching our videos. Thanks for commenting, sharing,
subscribing.
Thanks for the good words. Yani umetupatia motivation. But one thing that we want to remind you guys, muna watch video na hamu subscribe.
Yeah, man.
So we want to pause here. Like tu emoji, please. On this side, please click subscribe. And you clock it.
Clock it.
Mume subscribe sasa. I hope hiyo nini imepanda sasa tuko 1,000, right? Yes. So today, guys, we want to discuss one topic that affects all of us and has affected all our generations, whether you're millennial, whether you're Gen X, whether you're Gen Z. I think it's already even starting to affect the Gen Alphas, yeah? And today we want to talk about imposter syndrome. The first time niliuliza wase mnajua imposter syndrome, walisema
someone faking it till he makes it.
What is
that's what we thought. So you're faking.
Imposter syndrome, when you hear the word, you tend to feel like it means faking it. You know, like you're an imposter. Producer, tuambie imposter syndrome ni nini? What do you think? Producer, sema kitu. Hata huko kwa video.
Kwani amekamata.
Ambushing even people behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I think it's more kujidoubt.
Yeah,
nice one.
Ujapotea sana, you're along that line. So imposter syndrome, ideally, wacha tuwasome huko kwenye ChatGPT. So imposter syndrome is a persistent feeling of self-doubt and intellectual fraudulence despite evidence of one's competence and success. What does that mean? It means you're really good at what you do, but there's this feeling, aka kashetani tu ka self-doubt comes to you and it tells you, you know what, you're not even good enough. You're an imposter. Like, one day, tutakuja kukujua wewe, unakuanga ukifake, yeah? So I'll give you an example, just for our viewers to understand what imposter syndrome is, yeah? We have our super MC here, our super MC.
Shangwena
By the way, guys, Penny Martin Kazi, he's Chege chosen.
On all platforms,
He's
by
the
the way.
most amazing MC for your events, for your weddings, for your graduation. No MC hapa. Anyway,
Sure,
I
sure.
digress. So, Chege chosen, please, tuachie number hapa, please. Tupatie ni Chege biashara.
Check your screen,
man.
check your screen, yo.
So anyway, so now, imagine you've been called on this very Monday morning. You've received a call. And then, am I speaking to Chege Chosen? Yes. I'm calling you from Safaricom. You know,
Yeah.
we've seen your work and we really love it. And we would like to give you a job for our next 10 gigs, yeah? And Chege Chosen, much as he's very good in what he does, nza kusema wow. Safaricom. Aje sasa. Like,
Staweza.
how now are you staweza? Hey, and then English yangu kweli ni ama poor ama do I need to start changing my English? Hey, and then in the morning you're like wow. Is my outfit even
Napiga
good
luku
enough?
gani? Luku ni gani bana?
You know, while you've been doing it all along,
yeah.
you've been getting gigs, but you've never doubted yourself. But now that this is such a big gig, that element, shetani of self-doubt and thinking, hey, ama nitaenda nifanye gig moja alafu aseme, hey, umse, he's not as good as we thought. So there's this fear of being found out to be an imposter, and that's why it's called imposter syndrome. So, millennials, tell us your experiences. First of all, have you ever experienced imposter syndrome in your life, basically?
All right. I think imposter syndrome is a real thing. Na hii kitu ni to happen here sana.
Yeah.
Hey, mine goes way back. I don't know if this qualifies to be an imposter syndrome. Probably you've never heard this story. So, during sasa nikiwa Raima is primary school, is when there was a wave ya watu kwenda private schools. Okay? Hey, but my dad is a legend. Maybe one day you'll get to meet him.
He's coming, by the way, Dad, you're coming with set. Jeanette.
So he always has off ideas. He goes off the grid. Wase wakienda hivi yeye anaenda this side. So him is like private schools wana mtu form 4 leave ndio anapewa kazi. But za serikali mwalimu ako trained. So and then he was because our place was not far from the school, he was like, walk to school, all right? Sasa hiyo yote si shida. Imposter syndrome inaingilia hapa. Yeah, I'm okay, naenda shule. But now there is this family friend of ours who alikuwa anapikiwa along the way na walk.
Hey.
Na basi ya shule, school bus. So mimi niko na kabag kangu morning, then the bus inapita. Then our eyes clock shows a girl. I won't mention the name. Tuna clock hivi macho and we are family friends. Where? So I'm like, tuko na shida ama what's my problem? Why am I walking? People are being picked. So in a way, in a sense, I felt like, am I less or is there a problem? But I call it an imposter syndrome because I've not done any worse than, my peers who maybe went to private schools. Yeah. So I ended up in an international university. Yes, in some ways. Yeah. So in other words, I thought I'll have less opportunities in life because of not going to a private school and all that. But I was not less, and my learning was not less. It was good enough. Yeah, so that is one of the cases.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gen Z, it should happen, Ama. It has never happened. I can't relate. Anyway.
Well, I can't relate. Mine is recent. I've always wanted to start making vlogs always. But once I record, I'm recording everything. I even put it at CapCut. I edit, release.
Hey.
5 minutes na delete. I'm like, no, I can't do this. Like, watu watanionaje, watasema sijui ninafanya nini, this is boring. Like, niko like, it's not a must. But sasa, vlogs are coming.
Okay.
Halle the smile keeper.
Hey, okay, so I'll give you my millennial
Hey,
experience.
hey.
So mine has, I would give you 2 examples. So one is in my, okay, not my current workplace, but for a position I once got. So first of all, I was interviewed by this very brutal white boss. So I did 2 interviews with HR, another one with now the immediate boss, and then the third one was now with the main boss, the like the MD of the firm. So the interview was so hard. Like that guy grilled me. I left that interview. I called my husband and said, yeah, you mean that there's no way I'm getting that job. No way. Then 3 days later, I get a call. We are happy to offer you the job, and they sent me an offer. First of all, I couldn't believe, how is it? How? And then the way that guy grilled me, I was like, higher. Now it comes to the day of reporting. And it's 2 weeks down the line, and we are seated in a boardroom. And there was this brainstorming session where the company wanted to just get ideas. It wanted to penetrate the Kenyan market, and it wanted ideas from employees. What do you think we should do? And so we're in this meeting. Me, of course, I'm thinking, hey, first of all, I can't even give my ideas because I'm thinking, alafu muone hata sielewi vile nasema. Like, do I even understand what I'm saying? Mind you, it's something that I do. It's something that I have a lot of experience in. It's something that I have done in another organization, but I'm still there doubting myself. So the meeting is happening, and we are discussing, things are happening, and then ndo nisijulikane siongei, when someone says a point, I'm like, yes, you know. So that they hear my voice and realize, okay, I'm still
You're
talking.
somewhere,
But mind you, I am not giving my idea.
Yeah.
Hey, and then I was found out. So the guy goes, hey, Monica, we have not heard from you. I'm like, no, I had no option. And then when everyone else was seeing the ideas, this guy was like, no, that can't work. So I'm like, hey, there's no way I'm giving mine. First of all, I've been in this organization for only 2 weeks. I'm not talking. So finally, I'm like, oh yeah, I have no option. So I of course, now at that point, I have to give them the idea. And then do you know what the guy says? Yeah, this makes a lot of sense. First of all, I'm like, yeah, makes sense. How does it even make sense? And then even once he says, now, tomorrow morning, I'm choosing now Monica to head that team and 3 more people. I'm like, wait, it was not to get that far.
I'm even
I'm even heading this. Like, how? Me? Please. I was giving you an idea to survive this meeting. And that idea ended up being something really amazing in that organization, and it made an impact. But that is how imposter syndrome manifests, where you're very good at what you're doing, extremely good, but you still doubt yourself. Kashetani tu kana kwambia, you still doubt yourself. So another one that I wanted to just point out is, I'm a leader in church, and I lead women, and I'm sure I think you'll relate to this one. So every time I'm leading people who are older than me, like ladies in their 50s, 60s, I'm always feeling like, in my head, I'm always feeling like they're looking at me and thinking, sasa kaka najua nini? You know, like, what is this person telling us? Like, this one has not even experienced. Like, what is she telling us? Even when I lead those groups very well, I'm their treasurer, I keep their money very safe, you know. I still feel like people are looking at me like, do I really know what I'm doing? You know, and that's where I can give those 2 major examples of how imposter syndrome has manifested in my life. Yeah.
Yeah. Do we pause first? We digest. Hey, Kong.
So the next one is, so where do you think imposter syndrome manifests most in society? Where do you think? Like, point out some places where, not to you, but you have seen it manifesting a lot. Do you want to go?
Who wants to go first?
Yes, Jency, go for it.
I'd say in work areas, jobs. Yes, mostly for Gen Z now, because corporate is more of millennials and now Gen X's who are exiting. Like a Gen Z.
Exiting. Oh, Gen X is. I thought we are existing. We have just landed.
I said Gen X's. But yeah, so Gen Z's, haezi kuja kuambia Gen X, I think this one, what you're doing here is not making sense. Juu atakuwa like, unaniambia nini, and I have 30 years of experience. Like, yeah, that's an instance I can think about.
Yeah, correct. Totally, I relate.
Okay, I think for me, quite close to what she's talked about, I think age is a big one. Because nowadays, actually, people are tending to make it very young. Yani kwanza watu wa forex, watu wa 21 years, wako na mamansion na maudi, you know. So, you're like a 21-year-old, ndio nataka kuku-advise about finances, you know, put your money here and here. You're like, do you know ile mwaka nilianza saving kwa sako? So I think ati my son is older than you. So I think that vibe sometimes is tricky, and sometimes it's even personal. I've had instances where people have been like, daktari haezi nitibu ni mtoto. You know? So
sorry to do
yeah.
you trust older doctors or younger ones?
Me, I'd even, but both.
I feel like younger ones consult ChatGPT.
Kuna venye wako dhara vizuri. But as you're saying, older kuna venye they have a sense of experience.
Yes.
But again, the younger ones look like they have more ideas about, you know, more current things. Because like, talk of COVID, it's a new phenomenon.
Yeah.
So you're like, hii kitu unataka mtu mwenye ako apt anajua what's currently going. You can imagine the variants zimekuja mingi sana. So I think both by they have their own pros, cons.
Anyway, sorry, we were on.
but my feeling is the measure should not be age. Because actually even maturity is not measured by age. Sijui kama umemeet mse wa 50 years, venye anaongea na behaviorally. And another like 20-year-old, ako so responsible, ata na take care of their family, siblings and all that. Ata conversation. You can even talk to a 10-year-old, ata na kuchallenge. Why is it that people are lagging around in their work? You're like, where? You know, why is it do leaders not account for the money? Why are they not leading people? And you're like, where?
So it's not
it's not an age thing.
Yeah.
But I think that thing, especially as you mentioned, when you now come into a position, like for myself, I'm an evangelist in a PCA church. PCA Thome, shout out. I know you are watching. Those are my people. I started off as a youth pastor. But now as an evangelist, the same case you're talking about, you leading older people. Yeah. You're now leading people who, some are retired ministers, retired elders, you know, 40 years of ministry. Yeah. Na sasa they are under you. You're the one who, you know, take care of them, guide them, and all that. But I want to tell you, when you, and I know we'll be getting there, how sometimes you can be able to deal with now that imposter syndrome. Because now, what has helped me is making sure that I develop myself. It gets to a level now where you're needed. Hata wanasahau mambo ya age. They now respect you for what you're bringing on the table.
Bringing value.
Yeah.
Okay. I also have another example. Church. Church. I'm not gonna mention any, but church has. I won't say the elders have rigidity, but yes. So that has happened in my former church. Yes, at home. Like youths will come and they have ideas, they want to do this and this. The elders are like, hapana, hiyo haitafanyika kwa hii kanisa yangu. Like,
and the youths now.
So you're like, even you doubt your ideas.
Yeah,
niko jaba. Okay.
Hey, it makes sense.
This idea is really worth it.
Okay.
That's wanasema Z, you know.
Okay.
Tiyo ni mbaya. So uko like,
Umesema
Kwani I
ni
don't
good.
Mnataka gani?
Yeah.
Kwani sifikiri so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, got it. So the other one, the last one I would say is in families. Have you experienced a place where you're in a family meeting and you're talking about something and people are asked, oh, Appa, what do you think we should do? You know, this and this. And then they only allow some people to talk, yeah? And someone has an idea and they keep quiet and they don't say because they have so much imposter syndrome. They don't think their ideas are good enough to be heard.
Yeah, wow.
Or
Nani na nani ndio tumewachia.
yeah, and then there's
Yeah.
this thing in families where the rich person, ule mwenye ako na
Hiyo ni
kakitu
automatic.
ndo anasemanga. you
Yeah,
know?
that's given,
And the
yeah.
other people develop a lot of imposter syndrome because ideas
Na cold
zetu,
feet.
they don't, so much, yeah. They
Kwani
doubt
mimi najua
themselves.
nini?
Even when
Kwanza ule anko wate hii. Unajua wanisikiaji. Uko anitabuagi.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
that person. And then maybe when people now mmetoka meeting and now you've gone somewhere else, now they go in their small two groups and they start saying, hey, unajua hata hiyo venye walisema si vizuri.
Yeah.
True.
So on the main table,
They are not
hawezi
talking,
ongea
they
lakini
will not.
behind the
Yeah,
scenes.
And they have ideas. And they have amazing
Hapo una connect.
ideas.
Hiyo naona kama hiyo ni real. Hiyo ni live wire.
Yeah, and yes, and you have been given a platform and you have been told, tell us, what do you think we should do? But when people are discussing where you have so much imposter syndrome that you don't trust that your idea is actually brilliant. And when you go outside there, you're like, unajua wangefanya hivi na hivi.
Yeah,
Ingework. But you were given the opportunity, but you doubted.
Na kuna mari
yourself.
tunaendaka kama kuji tunachukua hiyo vitu.
Hizo vitu hata venye wamesema hapo wamesema ni expensive sana, you know. But you had the opportunity.
Wow,
You didn't stop.
That's a good one.
You know,
That's
it
a
happens
good
a
one.
lot. I know you guys can relate 100%. So please,
Definitely.
guys, peaneni hizo ideas, whether good or
Wesema
bad.
tu.
Nani atakushoot?
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one. Okay.
And as you're getting that, actually
Yeah.
on the same, mse mwenye anajidoubt, they are the people who are so helpful. Unao sio mtaa. They'll give you an idea, ebu tobokewa na gari. Ata kuna fundi wa miguu pale, they'll sort you out very fast. So everyone has something they can bring on the
Everyone
table.
has value.
Yeah.
Kuna watu wa borrowed confidence.
What is borrowed confidence?
Confidence ni mse maybe akona, because you have a Mercedes Benz,
Uh-huh.
we have to listen to you.
It's not making sense.
Already uko na sort of almost an
Ego.
entitlement.
Entitlement.
It's expected.
Yeah.
Ataka
But the
ibadi,
question
you
is,
need to listen.
why aren't we challenging you? Like, why is it that because you drive a Mercedes, you come and give us your idea that does not make sense? Because
Let me put it in a cold way. We worship money. Let me we worship money. Let me put it in a church context. Yeah. Sai niko na watu wangu wenye mimi najua they have, you know, in our church you don't allow you to have multiple families. But
multiple families is such a good
it should be monogamy. Inakuwa kwa monogamy. But mimi niko na watu wangu wenye najua stories zake zinajulikana. You know the way you know stories zake zinajulikana. But ona harambee anaangusha 5 million.
Kwani utaongea?
So kiti ni ile ya pale mbele. Wewe mwenye utoi kitu nyuma. So for real we worship money. So zile za provided kwa una money, we cleanse every other thing.
But it means tuko na imposter syndrome because we are like, because you have money, we can't tell you, oh, by the way.
We can't call you out.
Yeah, we can't call you out.
Yeah.
And because we need your 5 million, we are allowing you to do whatever you want just because you have the money.
Same thing even with leadership. Si unaona hata watu kuna ni MP wangapi tunajua alishoot mse. Wengine wameuana, governors the same thing. But because ako loaded, kuna kanisa ataenda atoe 10 million, ataenda atoe kwa harambee, you know, kuna mtu mgonjwa amjengee nyumba. For that money and for that akiingia mali na entourage, ma Range Rover, ma G-Wagon, na kona security, we know they did heinous things. That's why we've seen them being re-elected. Mse tunajua for real. Si kulikuwa na hii money bags za some department, of course hatuwezi taja, we are careful. But these people are voted in
Yeah,
because of so Akibede as a society we worship money seriously.
Sana.
Yeah.
So what's the point? Tutafute hiyo pesa.
to debate already ziko kwa mfuko.
Zikwangi kwa mfuko alafu tuongeange sasa.
Because hivyo ndio kuko mwenyewe. Hivyo ndio kuko.
Tafuta do. Anyway, so now the other thing I would like to ask you guys is why do you think imposter syndrome is such a common phenomenon? What drives it?
I started
Hapo iko hapo.
Today I
Zina
love
flow.
I'd say how you were brought up. Like some parents, Gen X. Leo na wa-attack tu. I'm sorry. But unapata when you're young, ulikuwa unataka kufanya kama music, anakuambia hiyo ni takataka. Rafiki yako ni anataka kukuwa engineer, unataka kuingia music. So unaona unaanza kujidau, ama unasema I want to do your generation. I want to do business. Anakuangalia anashanga, sasa huyu kabla ukue engineer si ukue business nini? How many wameanzisha biashara na imeanguka? But they don't know you have ideas yenye itakuja kunini. So I think some parents are the source.
Parents I mentioned, I was talking and I had forgotten
You are a parent.
Yes,
but yes, mostly at least you guys are healing the traumas you guys went through. But Gen X's and the other older generation, that is something that used to be there. Even me growing up, sasa sisi tulikuwa kichwa ngumu, tulikuwa tunakataa. But now for their generation, I have seen it happen where mama alikuwa anakuambia ufanye nursing and you wanted to do business. You see, if hange believe in herself, angekuwa sahi nurse mahali hospitali akiwa amejam.
Naongelesha patient vibaya. Unataka nini?
But it's because our dad, thank God for him. Alikuanga anakuambia if you want to do this, which is not common in most of the houses.
Kwanza Gen X's.
Walikuwa ni kama wewe si engineer toka kwangu, you're not my child again. You see?
Silipi
exactly. So hiyo ndio inaleta ama basi hii biashara si kitu mzuri, acha tu nifanye law juu yeye anajua law. And maybe unge thrive better in business than law.
Yes.
Hiyo hata mimi niko hapo because you know man, because I finished Form 4 bana and I'm called to UN to do horticulture. Mimi huyo nasema calling iko heavy.
Babako anaitwa farmer.
Ilikuwa ina flow. Mimi nasema call imeniita. I walk into Bible school at 19-year-old. Right?
Kwanza sisi tunakwambia
zako zimerate. Pedi wako bana, pedi wako.
Zima.
And my dad from day one is like, una feel hivyo? We had a meeting with her, kaniambia, it's okay, but you know, kuna responsibilities, kuna nini, you know that. Go with it. Actually, same case with the marrying, because I also married quite young. But
she was against
I think you'll be the receiver of the next of that. But as she's mentioned, for dad, on that he's very good. Like he gives you space. Do your thing. And pia ikiweza kosa kuwork, he'll be like, see you, at least you tried.
Yeah.
But funniest thing, as you mentioned, sometimes when you do what you like, because like for me, it's worked for me in terms of even just being happy and being more effective because you're doing something that you're good at and you love. Yeah. So maybe on another one, I want to put it on this angle that life ain't fair. And by that I mean this. Some of the singers when you're on a trend, si eti ni wao wanajua kuimba sana.
Mbona Fardosa?
Haina sauti.
Fardosa ni mwingine ana trend. Ni joker. Anyway, yes. Sorry.
Na umanyana. Katelo Nadi. Patelo Nadi. And I ndio so na trend. Huku hey, you need to listen to my cousin Anderson Chege. Kwanza tuangalia handle zake. Tuandika handle zake hapa. Manze sauti. So the guy has been trained with Sauti Sol, you know, recognized in so many other platforms, you know. So unapata there's so many people who are very talented. Imagine that's tea. Really msuna ikadropiwa from YouTube.
Oh, really?
You know? So and what I'm talking about is unapata kuna watu wako sawa sana but watu wanabully around and they find their way. So we have better leaders, we have better business people, better, you know, in all sectors utapata, but cause the imposter syndrome, mwenye kopoa amejikunja tu hapo. Afanye anything. So hao wengine juu ameshika life ain't fair.
Anderson better
anajituma. Absolutely. So I think it's one of those things, life won't wait for you. Ukisema hapo you are good. But now on the flip side is that again talented people think talent is enough. So juu anajua niko fiti ana relax.
Yes.
Juu anajua mimi ni dancer mnoma, mimi ni singer mpoa, mimi ni, you know, I'm good at whatever it is. Yes, ana relax. So mwingine mwenye anajua ko down ndio unasikiaga si students employ a students cause huyu anajuanga hii pepa yangu haitaniokolea. So anajituma so hard. Ana feel hii pepa yangu ni enough, inafaa nipe the best life. And it doesn't do that. So yeah.
So I'll give you an example. Mali, maybe our generation as millennials tumetoa a lot of imposter syndrome. It's because as we were growing up, our parents are Gen X, of course. There was a lot of comparison. Like, whatever you do, unamba, umesikia kazini yako vile anafanya. You know, so I'll give you an example for me. And I think as parents even, okay, like me being a firstborn of the family, my parents were also experimenting a lot with me. Like they wanted me to be extra best, which is different from now when they're bringing up Angelique.
Wakona experience.
Yeah, wakona experience. And then now they've stopped taking things too seriously, you know? Yeah. So now, what used to happen in Primo, I was a very bright student. Mi ni huyo A student. Kwenye wanaandikwa numbers. Anyway, so I used to be very brilliant. I'm still brilliant. Anyway, so kwa class yetu, in our class, we used to have this, we were 3 top students. Myself, a girl called Cynthia, myself,
Cynthia
and Emily. So, tulikuwa tunapigania. Cynthia was always number 1. Tufanye nini? We read from the toilet, from wherever.
That's
you
me too.
Translate, yes. She was always number 1. And then me and Emily, tulikuwa tuna switch. Number 2, number 3. So it says that I'm number 2, she's number 3. So it was highly contested. But we never used to beat Cynthia.
Wani kona mwenyewe.
Never. So every time I bring my report from home, and I have done amazing, I've done very well. Hey, my dad is like, kwani you Cynthia kona nini? You know, like, mbona ushindi huyu Cynthia?
Kwani
my
huwe?
dad ananiuliza, kwani kina Cynthia wanakulanga nini kwao nilete ukule ushinde Cynthia? But you see, it takes away from the fact that I have still done well. So you start doubting yourself. Yes, you're good, but ujashinda Cynthia. So
hata kuna anxiety ka huyu si mwezi huyu.
Exactly. So you're very good at what you do, but imposter syndrome creeps in because just because you have not beat Cynthia, now you're not good enough, you know. And maybe that is where it starts creeping in pole. And maybe just on the flip side, in hindsight, dad did not mean, or not even dad only, even mom. It's not like they didn't mean I have not done well, but what they were trying to mold me into is push yourself, you know, go for the jugular, be number 1, you know. Lakini what now they were forgetting is you also need to tell someone,
pole.
Wait, you have done amazing. However, next time can we try beat Cynthia? And it's a challenge to parents. You know, we need to affirm our children that you know what, you're amazing.
You got this.
Doesn't matter whether someone is beating you or not. Yes, go try and beat them, but you're still good enough, you know. You're still amazing, you know, you're still killing it. And also one thing that I think parents were trying in those days, because they also had their wisdom, is ako wataka tupate kiburi, because now the problem is if you overdo, ukiji overbelieve, just the way you're saying, unachanga kujituma. So there's a flip side to it. Like when you're very good at what you do, sometimes you feel like I'm already the best, so you don't push yourself, you don't develop yourself. And so we're not trying to say don't have imposter syndrome and then you have excess pride. No, you can never be the best in anything that you do. Keep developing yourself, keep pushing yourself, yeah, because at the end of the day utaachwa nyuma na watu because you thought, okay, no, see it in a competition, but what I mean is, even when you're in school, like, don't think that because now you're very good in science, now I don't even need to read, I don't know. Keep pushing yourself. Doesn't mean that you're not good enough, but you still need to
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome.
Okay, so the last question I had is, how then, I know we've covered just a tidbits of it, how do you overcome imposter syndrome? How do you become the best version of yourself?
All right. So I think, you see, when you point, it's very easy to blame. Yeah, when you're pointing like that, how many are pointing towards you? 3.
4.
And God is the witness. It's 3, and 1 is to the one you're pointing.
Yeah.
And now, God is the witness. What does that mean is that when you're pointing, actually the bigger responsibility is on you. So, if it's not working, ask yourself, what is your contribution in that whole story? Because it's very easy to say, society, serikali.
This happened to me.
But as you're saying serikali, somebody imported a Lamborghini. You know, somebody is putting up an apartment.
Yes.
Na tuko kwa hii bado serikali. So it means that person knew something that you don't know. And so it begs the question of, there's some self-reflection you need to have, and also take responsibility. Let's face it, most of the times we don't take it up and say, what do I need to do now to change the situation? But just to encourage you is that it's never too late. By the way, even I've seen people change their lives at 40 years, at 50 years, and completely things work out and things become better. So it's never too late to be like, maybe I've been going on the wrong trajectory, maybe nimekuwa tu nikienda wrong, sasa nataka flip your story. But otherwise, ukiweka hii attitude ya, unajua sasa hivyo ndio kuko. You know, complacent, and then like it's like you're giving up. That attitude, you cannot get out of that cocoon. So you have to break free. But the main person in this, of course, is yourself, and more, of course, you need God. As you've said, He's the witness. Now, of course, to give you a grace upon you, the grace of God.
In fact,
where you cannot go by yourself. Where you cannot go yourself. He gives you the grace, the wisdom to navigate and to be the best person you need to be.
Yeah, and just speaking to your point, where who is your anchor? You know, God. And there's one, I always read this part, you know, and it really, when I'm feeling like I'm doubting myself, there's before I formed you in your mother's womb, I knew you. What does that mean? That God does not put you in a place. He knew you would be in that situation at that time. He knew you would have that position at that particular time. He knew you would be running this particular business at that time. So you're not there by mistake. So how is it that God brings you to that place for you to fail? You know, there's no way. And there's a purpose in which God created all of us. And at the end of the day, He shall fulfill it. So just, you know, submit to the will of God and keep moving, you know. And once He will command a blessing and you will command favor. Hey, we are preaching.
Amen.
Hey.
Can somebody say hallelujah?
Clock it.
For me, I would say just do it. Like that idea you have, just do it.
Nice.
Like, what's the worst that can happen? Just do it. You won't know if you won't do it. Just do it.
Whoa.
Another that I'll say, jichoche. You know, some of these things.
Yeah, no, jitume.
Sometimes, people, the way you say it, people who make it, it's not like they are the best. Lakini kujichocha, you know, they come out there. You know, you don't keep yourself in that cocoon. You know, they're out there. They're saying, ata kama, hey, I might not look the best, lakini mimi ndio niko. Sisi ndio tuko. So that's another thing that really can help you overcome imposter syndrome.
Awesome.
And I have another one. The other one is upskill. Why your self-doubting is, there are things you feel like you're not doing the best in, yeah? So wherever you feel there's a gap, if it's a course you need to take it. If it's practice you need to take. Let me give you an example of someone who is not a very experienced driver, yeah? Alafu umwambie, tupeleke coast. drivers to the coast. Do you think they'll drive you? Hey, atafika pale mlolongo akwe, hey, miguu imetetemeka, you know, yeah. However, once you practice how to drive, say tukikwambia, Martin, gig imetokea to drop coast, sai.
To move.
Exactly. Why?
Yeah.
Because of the years of experience that you have had. So the thing is, keep practicing, keep upskilling, keep improving. Oh yes, please. Hey, by the way, talking of drivers, tafadhali, please, can you practice? Practice, you know? Yeah. When once you do something many times, you develop the confidence. Yeah. And another one, the last one.
Una overdo.
So the last one is get a mentor. There's always that person that is the best in whatever industry you're in whatever business you're in whatever you're doing, even in school. There's someone who understands something more than you do. Why don't you make them your mentor? Like ask them, oh, by the way, how do you do this and this? You know? And sometimes tunogopanga watu just because of what we see. You know? Some people have a hard time. Even me, I find it sometimes, younger people like Angie's age, wananiogopanga. They fear
intimidated.
They fear approaching me and asking me a question. And then one person comes and they ask me, oh, by the way, Moni, what do you think of this and this? And I tell them, oh, by the way, can we talk more? You know, and I have young people, like my nieces and nephews nowadays, they look for me even in my house. They're like, Auntie, by the way, I have something to ask you. You know, and I feel very nice because it's not like I'm prophet or I am the cream de la cream, but I have something. I have a lot of value that I can be able to give to you, and I don't mind mentoring people. And I also now have a mentor. Before I didn't believe in mentorship, but now I have a mentor at my workplace, someone who has walked the journey, someone who is doing and killing it, and someone that I really admire. And I every time I talk to that person, I feel I'm on the right track.
Hey, nice.
Yeah. So
actually, more often than not,
mentor.
there's someone who has an answer to the question you have and the problem you have.
Yes.
But ni uje uliza, ni uje reach out. So just reach out. We always say a problem shared is half solved. Yeah. All right.
So guys, I hope you've really enjoyed. I hope you've gotten some good just tips on how to improve yourself, and you've gotten some therapy, because even as we were talking, were you healing your inner child? You know, we were giving you therapy that you never thought you needed. And we also didn't actually think we needed it, but we needed it. So guys, see you on the next episode of Thriving with Genials. Please don't forget to like,
share,
subscribe.
Bye.
Bye. See you on the next one.